The building has kind of risen up, and the fan base is there. Another sold-out crowd of about 4,000 ready to enjoy the action here for the Buckeyes and Huskers again. Winner remains atop the standings, deadlocked with Wisconsin for first place in the Big Ten as we head into the final couple of weekends after this. Serve start here for Nebraska, and the first point put away up front for the Buckeyes.
And that was Adria Powell with the swing, and that is someone that has improved so much. Look at this pass right on target. There you see Powell, number 16, taking that first swing, using the block in order to get a point.
Senior Ohio native from Hubbard, part of this attack. Buckeyes again won on Thursday against Purdue on the road in 4 sets. And a service error there to begin for the Buckeyes. So we'll certainly track that from Gonzalez, as you touched on in that last matchup. 0 in the ace category, 20 out of play. It's 20 wasted points against the Huskers.
Yeah, they gave the Huskers a set right there with those errors. So, yeah, Ohio State needs to clean that up this afternoon.
And Nebraska outblocked Ohio State in that matchup, too, by 10. The big difference in kills. Ohio State had 64 kills to 46 for the Huskers, but ultimately the Buckeyes watched Nebraska get it done, and now Ohio State with defense up front.
And the block has to be on for both teams. Both teams run a really good offense, but take a look at how Londot lines up perfectly and takes away the cross-court shot. Well done by Emily Londot.
And Powell coming over to get a piece. Buckeyes here at 2-1. To the outside, denied by Ohio State. Rolled in by Janisha Moore. Big swing. Kylie Murd getting a piece to keep it alive. Moore gets it over. Bumped up by Rodriguez. Pedraza goes to the outside. Moore, and a call at the net. They'll have the Huskers into the net.
Nebraska into the net, so that's how they got their point.
Murr, senior from Yorktown, Indiana, with the serve. Pedraza, back set for Londot, off the Nebraska block, and in scramble mode, the Buckeyes can't save it. Lexi Rodriguez, National Freshman of the Year. Audrey, 17 kills for her, but 17 errors. Last match, hitting 0. We'll see if she can get on track, and that's a big cut there for Nebraska.
By Lonstein on the right pin.
And the sophomore from Waverly, Nebraska, averaging over 3 kills per set, delivering a big swing. And there's Londot firing.
Londot's in the backcourt. You have to line up with her.
That was the concern for John Cook in our conversation with him before this matchup. 5 hitters hitting well for Ohio State. Said, look, we've got to get touches. We can't give them clean kills. Londot had one on the last point. On this point, cross-court swing handled by Rodriguez. From the back row, that one is long. Good opportunity there, but Kenzie Knuckles can't keep it in.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
And it is a huge point for Ohio State. That those challenges, boy, they are tough, because I thought that ball actually was in, but on the replay did look out.
Again, the ruling on the court, no touch, ball out. That's the way it stays. Big play there. So instead of it being 1-point affair, Buckeyes up 3. And this call against Ohio State, net violation. It'll be Hames serving. And again, the player that missed the first matchup out with an injury, at a month or so out of action for the Huskers, has her 5th double-double this season already in the assist and dig category with 15 and 12. Murr popping it up. Rodriguez off speed. And they'll say it is down. And a gift indeed to watch this one tonight, especially that opening set. And we may be ticketed for extra volleyball here in set 2.
I think the first comment was so great. you know, this is a treat to watch. This is high-level volleyball, lots on the line. Both teams are fighting for a Big Ten title, and this match is critical.
Two teams with only one conference loss at this point. All right, Buckeyes able to work it efficiently against Caitlin Horde, nation's block leader, and get a critical point. Kylie Murr to serve. And Buckeyes, 6 errors, no aces. Rodriguez saved that from being an ace. And the swing down the line from Kubik, too strong. Set point, Ohio State. First contact off the swing from Kubik. Hames back to Kubik. Buckeyes ready again, but Moore can't keep it alive, and Nebraska stays alive in the set.
Yeah, Moore had some awkward angles to deal with on the bump sets to her in those out-of-system plays, but nonetheless, Ohio State in the driver's seat here with set point.
Rodriguez serving. Pedraza for Londot. Knuckles diving to keep it up. Raider blocked out of bounds. Ohio State gets this set victory in regulation. 25-21. 2 sets to none lead in this battle of top 6 ranked teams in the nation. Already double digits in the dig category, including Emily Londot, who's got her 10th double-double of the season. 17 kills, 10 digs, as we begin what for Nebraska is a must-win set 3 to avoid loss number 3 of the season. First point there, Batenhorst, when she has taken swings, good things have happened here for Nebraska.
Yeah, that time just changing it up slightly with a little roll shot in the middle of the court, and Ohio State's defense tried to track it down, just not quite fast enough to get that roll shot.
She has a team-high 9 kills for Nebraska. Off hands and out. Let's put in perspective, again, the fight for first here. Wisconsin in the lead right now after winning at Maryland last night. So the winner of this one stays even with the Badgers. But for Nebraska, their only losses this season, 1 in non-conference and 4 sets to Stanford. And the 3-0 sweep at Wisconsin. That's it for a team that's won 22 of its first 24. And there you see the top 3 in the standings, with one of these teams going to stay equal with Wisconsin for first.
Yeah, and that's why there's so much on the line. John Cook said there's not a lot of room for error. We're only like 2 weeks left in the Big Ten season. So, you know, the win here today for either team sets it up nicely going into the last 2 weekends of the season.
Pedraza running the middle. And Powell able to get the contribution she's been looking for, her 3rd kill.
Well, I think it's so important and very smart of Mac Pedraza to set Adria Powell a couple times here. You can see how it was beautifully placed in the open area along the net. And again, this is going to make Nebraska's block think a little bit before releasing to the pins.
Well, they didn't have an ace in the first meeting in Lincoln against the Huskers, but they do have one now thanks to Murr.
Now, Kylie Murr hitting her target, and that was a tough one because Nicklin Hames was running across, almost provided a little bit of a block to her passers, so you couldn't see the ball.
And Buckeyes' fewest aces per set against the team that it's the toughest to ace against in the Big Ten. And, well, there's no way to stop that from Londot, just on and for kill 18.
Well, not only is she getting a big-time kill, but she's able to get a kill against a great defensive player. Rodriguez is on the line, ready to dig. There's just too much power behind Londot's swing right now. Rodriguez unable to control it.
How about the effort from Knuckles running into the hallway to try to keep that one alive? Hames for Horde, who goes wide. And the Buckeyes starting to build a lead here, up 3. If you're John Cook, what's an important message to your team now in this must-win set?
Well, they train for this, so believe in your training, understand that it comes with good passing and serving, and so he wants his team to stay aggressive. They've started setting middle a little bit to open up things to the outside. Right now, Ohio State's defense really looking solid.
Boy, Merlin Company, another phenomenal effort in set 3. Nebraska #1 in hitting percentage defense in the nation. Ohio State off to a 600 clip here in the 3rd. And the defense right there, too, for the Buckeyes, who really have found a groove.
Oh, look at this block here. Janaisha Moore just not being fooled by the quick attack, the decoy by Horde, and focusing on her hitter, the one that's gotten so many sets, and that's Lonstein for Nebraska. So Janaisha Moore really queuing up and being there on time for her hitter.
Kubik off hands. Gonzalez roaming back to get it. Londot, another rip. Rodriguez bumped up for Kubik. That's denied. Now Haynes pops it up. Roll shot Kubik. Londot, straight fire again. Knuckles down to save it. Looked like a put down before Rodriguez flew in. Cross court from Kubik. Maybe that'll bolster Nebraska.
So much swagger in the backcourt today.
Join the conversation there. Hashtag B1G block party. Again, double contact there for the Buckeyes. Nebraska looking to get a string of points going, potentially on the serve of Rodriguez. Pedraza for more. Well, that one off the tape and to the floor.
Sometimes you're good and sometimes you're just lucky. That one a little bit of lady luck on Janaisha Moore's side. Like you said, trickling off the net and in the cross-court area of Nebraska's court.
When it's going your way, it goes, and it has been here at home for the Buckeyes. Haynes back for Lonstein, sauntering in to go off speed. Haynes wants Alec. Boy, fired that with the fingertips. Lonstein able to punish the block.
You know, when you're playing in the Big Ten, you have to have a never say it's over kind of attitude, and that's what Ohio State's defense was like in that play. They pursued the ball spectacularly, but it was all Lonstein at the end there, using the block, finding an open area of the court.
Moore ranging in. Heady play from Kubik to go off speed, but the Buckeyes somehow salvage that. Pedraza. That's ticketed for more, and that's a kill. Great look for Janaisha Moore. The all-around game is improving, not just in the kill category. She's got 8 of those tonight. And Londot still leading the way with 18. Kubik, Batenhorst each with 9 for Nebraska. And looking to get other contributions like Krause and company.
Yeah, Krause, good shot there. Again, can't worry about the score so much. You got to play each point independently, work your butt off to get that point. Krause delivers a huge one for her team.
Nebraska hitting at 139 for the match, but under 100 here in this critical 3rd set. Kubik, another superior effort for a save. Gonzalez with maybe her best rip of the night.
Yeah, Kubik saving the play, a spectacular effort on her part. Look at that change of direction, laying out, doing anything to keep the ball off the court. But this in-system set is a perfect tempo, perfect location. Gonzalez just making Nebraska pay for that free ball.
Up the middle for Alec. And the freshman delivering and trying to see if she can get hot. 4 kills now in the match for the special product here from Lincoln. Number 5, ready to author the latest serve. Lowen hits the tape. And Powell able to find an open spot in the bag.
Well, just when you think Pedraza's going to go outside to the heavy arm of Gonzalez, she flips it back to Powell. And Powell delivering a great kill for her team. You know, it's important for everybody to contribute. And so Pedraza to not set the expected set is really smart on her part.
Remember, Ohio State won that lengthy opening set. Londot carried them with a dozen kills. Won by 4 in the second set with a little more balance, and up 4 here in the third with that balance as well. There's no plus like home. Download the Big Ten Plus app and subscribe right now. Kennedy Orr saw some action against the Buckeyes early in the season, saw time when Nicklin Hames is out, and now John Cook going to the bench to try to change the dynamic.
Right, and they just rotated, so Hames is back in, but Kennedy Orr was in place of Ani Evans as the setter. So we'll see if that is the role that John Cook has for Orr in the rest of this third set.
Georgia native, flourishing here in Ohio. Lonstein, and that's big just to keep them within range here of the Buckeyes. But again, haven't seen too many lengthy Husker offensive strings of points that we have seen throughout the years of this dynasty program. Pedraza, tight quarters of the net. Big swing again from Lonstein.
5 sets lining up perfectly and not getting blasted by the swings here.
14-10 Ohio State. Pedraza all the way across for more. Pumped up there by Alec.
To be low to the ground and expect to be blocked. Be there for your outside hitter.
First matchup in Lincoln. Nebraska outblocked Ohio State 15-5. This time around, the Buckeyes with the upper hand in that category by 4. And 8 digs as she guides the way potentially to a 3-set sweep for this Buckeye team. Down the line there. Pedraza going to Londot out of the back row. Kubik letting it go. Saw the duck down from Gonzalez, and it is deep. And as we see the subs coming back in, it will be Kennedy Orr again working in this 6-2 attack for John Cook right now, spelling Ani Evans. And John Cook doesn't want to run the 6-2 as he talked with us, but working for his team for a good chunk of the year. Again, players don't maybe get as many sets. More people have to play well with all the subbing in and out. It's worked wonders, but again, it's been difficult with Hames missing time and trying to find that setter that's really on point with everybody on the floor.
Right, and one of the big advantages to running the 6-2 for Nebraska is that block. It's a big block. They get good touches on the ball, which helps the backcourt defense when the block is set up perfectly. Easy to dig around a well-placed block.
Kennedy Orr.
Team's defense right in that middle area of the court. You really got to read the hand of the hitter a little bit earlier and track that ball down. 4th
kill of the match for Krause. Huskers down 3. Can they make a push here before it gets to 20? Back-to-back points will work. Baton Horse with a bash. Watching at home, glad you're watching wherever you are. This has been a treat. Can we get more of it if the Huskers can keep this little surge rolling, where the Buckeyes finish things off in straight sets? Nebraska saying, hang on a minute, the block becoming more of a factor.
Yeah, and the block is keeping this Nebraska team emotionally charged. It is a great matchup here at the net action. Very compelling right now. I'm telling you what, this is Big Ten volleyball at its best.
4-0 run for the Huskers, ended by the service error. Boy, that's the 9th of this match for the Huskers against two aces. And it gives the side out to the Buckeyes, and Riley Rader at the ready to serve. Orr in tall order to come in off the bench cold, but she's seemingly given a spark when she's been on the floor. Big point there, and Batenhorst front and center.
Yeah, it's been a little sloppy, kind of unorthodox plays by the Huskers, but this roll shot really needs to get dug. It doesn't come over very quickly. It's just in the right spot out of Sarah Sumovich's reach.
And sometimes, especially with a new setter, everybody else on the floor kind of fights for them a little bit more, and you're getting that sense here for the Huskers. Or the adjustment there for Krause, not enough. And the Buckeyes go back up by 2.
Yeah, when the ball is under set, take a look at the apex of this ball. It's dying right into the blocker's hands. That's an easy block if you're set up and facing the middle of the court with your hands. Gonzalez takes care of that bad set by Nebraska, getting a block point.
Off the serve of Pedraza. Londot trying to keep things going at the net. Can't. And again, Nebraska looking to see if it can skate in front.
Well, they just subbed in. Nicklin Hames comes in the back court. Of course, Lonstein, the spectacular right side attacker. So Nebraska needs these two players to get something done, get something going for their Huskers.
Pedraza on the backstep. Powell denied by Horde. Gonzalez rolling one over. Good get from Merle. Londot cranking. Horde with the tip. Londot another blast. Kubik with the up. Morbitzer for Ohio State. Batenhorst. Another excellent effort from Merle. And that one finally to the floor. Ohio State with what feels like a massive point.
You know, I'm just shaking my head and I'm giving the chef's kiss. You know, this is great play on both sides of the net. Whether you're a Husker fan or a Buckeye fan, you've got to appreciate good volleyball, and that's what you're seeing right now. And then finally, the aggressive swing by Gonzalez wins it for her team. But boy, we saw Hames with some great ups there in the right back area of the court for the Huskers.
Again, Lonstein, as she's done numerous times tonight when her team needs a point, she's the one that delivers it. That is her 9th put away of the game.
Yeah, for just a sophomore, she's playing with so much confidence, aggressive arm. I just like the way she plays, and she's always putting herself in a good position to get a point.
Pedraza running the middle, and Powell can't keep that one in. Nebraska levels it at 20 apiece. Is this the moment that the Huskers jet away to a needed set victory? Moore with first contact. That one right in the wheelhouse there. Powell not going to miss that.
Well, Powell just knocked it, sucker punched Nebraska with that quick attack. The unexpected set, again, you've got to be smart as a setter. You've got to be tricky. Look at the space, lots of space. If she gets up and puts her elbow back, Mac delivers her the set. There's nothing but room for her to hit into it.
Tip of the net from Horde. Londot denied. That's Kubik fired up alongside Caitlin Horde.
Well, they play for each other. That is the mantra of this Nebraska team. And Kubik there She got that one for her team, and her team loves it, celebrates with her.
The monster solo stuff. Buckeyes still with the block lead. And the scoreboard lead. Londot off the antenna. Nebraska leads.
What a crazy set this has been, back and forth. This ball is set just a little, great angle there, you can see just outside of the antenna. So Londot just clips that ball into the antenna.
Off the serve of Rodriguez. Moore with the tip. The layout from Hames. Heady stuff. So much smoke from her right arm. The changeup, perfect.
Yeah, and it's not just the tip, it's where she puts the ball. It's in a difficult situation. You know, you want to keep it far enough away from Rodriguez into the middle of the court slightly, just perfectly placed by Londot.
Londot with a season-high 20 kills now, including 12 in that terrific performance in the opening set. Lonstein continuing to elevate her game and thereby her team. Nebraska back in front.
Yeah, I love the fight from Nicklin Hames to deliver the tough set. Here she's racing forward, moving it back and putting it not only to Lonstein, but in a perfect spot for her to score.
Huskers 2 points away from keeping us going. Make it one. Super serve. And the Huskers on the verge of sending us to a fourth set.
And if you're down low and in position and you're courageous enough, you're going to make some great digs. We've seen it on both sides of the net. Truly two elite teams going at it.
Service error out of the timeout for Lonstein, so Ohio State try to navigate another set point. They'll be a little downtrodden here if the Huskers get this point. And wow, Ohio State coming up with a massive ace.
Wow, we talked about the importance of Sarah Sue Morvitz's serve out of the timeout. Right between two of the better passers for Nebraska, and they just let that ball drop.
Well, must-win point for the Buckeyes. They get it. Kubik this time. And multiple Ohio State players on the floor, but free ball opportunity Nebraska, and Kubik does not miss. Cross-court screamer to the deck.
Well, that one was close, but a cross-court key swing. Take a look at this ball. Sharp cross-court, thumb down, just inside that 10-foot line. Unbelievable shot by Maddie Kubik. What a stud at a critical time.
3 Huskers in double figures in kills. Kubik, Batenhorst with 11. Lonstein with 10. Third set point for Nebraska here in set 3. Off the block and out. Ohio State stays alive. And for the second time in 3 sets, we get bonus volleyball.
Yep, game to 2 here. You've got to remain composed despite the pressure. You've got to have fire in your belly, but calmness in the head. You've got to play tough.
Good get from Rodriguez. Batenhorst delivering. And the sophomore maybe flies under the radar just a little bit, but not in this one.
Yeah, she is showing the will to win here, taking big swings, really being a key outside hitter. It often comes down on the shoulders of the outside hitter. I love her fist pump. She is fired up.
12 kills, hitting 300. Another chance for the Huskers to close it. But the Buckeyes stay alive again. Fortunate hop off the tape of the net.
Woo! Everybody in this place is just breathing a sigh of relief after that one. Thought it was stuff blocked, but rolls off the net inbounds. Again, a game to 2.
Another tie. Pedraza serving. 30th tie of the match. 8th in this set alone. Shutdown up front from the Huskers.
They read it perfectly. Lined up well with Londot. You're going to see right here. There's the move by Batenhorst. She takes off early and is there on time, seals the net, and then again delivering that fist pump celebration for her team.
All the offense from the sophomore. That block may be her biggest contribution, gives Nebraska another set point, and that one not good enough. off. They were celebrating thinking the point was over, and it's point Ohio State. John Cook is irate.
Yeah. And I kind of have to say the assistant coach took the green card and took it and said that we got to do a replay on that one. So John Cook taking it out of his hands and saying some choice words to the down official.
Yep, looks like it.
Looks like it was down. Yep.
And it will go to Nebraska. The challenge works. John Cook will keep it, and more importantly, he and his team will keep competing. Nebraska 28-26 in the third.
But if you're watching this on the network, as we hope you are, I'm telling you what, it is a fantastic game. This one can go any which way. It's the team that minimizes their errors and plays aggressively. Serve and pass is always the key.
Fourth set underway. And Nebraska will take the first point. Batenhorst up front. Again, let's remember what's at stake. We showed you that national perspective and how this game would affect potential seeding maybe for the upcoming NCAA tournament. Both of these teams are headed there, but more importantly, in the Big Ten. Wisconsin won last night. Badgers at 15-1 overall in conference play. The winner of this one will stay tied for first. The other slips down to 14-2 and a little bit off the pace. Pedraza for Gonzalez. Morbitzer had to track all the way back as that one was going to be in. That one is down for Gonzalez, but Audrey, remember, in the conference landscape for Nebraska, despite all the success, haven't won the Big Ten title since 2017. And for Ohio State, almost 3 decades, as you well know, 1994 the last time they were conference champs.
You're absolutely right. And so both teams so hungry to get that title, and this match critical in order to stay in the hunt for that Big Ten championship.
Londot, again, with a freebie up front, and she mashes it down here to give Ohio State the early lead in the set. Londot with kill number 21 for her on the night. Hames for Hoare. Buckeyes got a piece. Huskers return the favor. Weinstein launching. Man, she is pumped up.
Yeah, and just a sophomore, so many years ahead of her to do exactly what she's doing tonight. She is carrying a load for this Husker team, and she's playing with confidence and ease, hitting from that left side pin just as spectacularly as she does from the right pin.
Well, we saw her explode in that big setting for the Huskers against Creighton in Omaha in September when she had a career-high 25 kills on that magical night. Hames looking for Cubic. Will be a point for the Buckeyes. See if the Huskers can extend Ohio State to 5. Hasn't happened for the Buckeyes that much this year. They've only played 3 5-setters all season in 23 matches. The one against Nebraska and Lincoln, and both of them against Penn State. 2 hotly contested affairs, and the put away there for OSU.
It's just interesting how these teams can dig the hard hits, and then sometimes those roll shots are the ones that score because it's the unexpected and it's placed in just the right spot on the opposing team's defense. So that was Londot with the roll shot for a kill.
Both of these teams have all the shots, all the skills that are required to go deep into December. Murr with effective serving for Jen Flynn Oldberg's squad. And the Buckeyes, like they've done a lot tonight, early lead here at the start of a set by 3. So that one too strong.
You know, if people ask me, why do they serve long? And what they're trying to do is they're trying to catch the passers with a ball that's up at their chest or shoulder. Anything that is served to somebody's knees or waist or even outside their body slightly is an easier pass to pass effectively. So when we see those balls going long, that's the serving strategy that they're trying to do.
Janisha Moore been a little quiet lately, but that may get her going. She has her 9th put away of the night.
Yeah, it's a perfect set for Janisha Moore, and she hits it not in the middle of the court, more to the right back area. Really difficult because it's out of reach from the right back defender.
And she had 21 kills in the first matchup with the Huskers in Lincoln. Riley Rader, when called upon, can deliver her 3rd kill of the night.
And it's been interesting to see how she's performed despite not playing well the first time around. She has really elevated her game, playing with intensity but calmness. Even when she gets blocked, she is back in it, and she's just been a stud right now for the Buckeyes. 17
kills, 17 errors, hit 0 in the first matchup, 22 kills, 5 errors, 362 tonight. And there is a touch at the net. Point for Nebraska. Londot, boy, it helps when you can get tutelage from the likes of Nicole Fawcett to improve your game. And it still looks weird with the O on her chest as opposed to that Nittany Lion logo. But Ohio native Nicole Fawcett grew up in the Zanesville area. And again, as an assistant after being a volunteer, she's a Buckeye now.
Yeah, she's a Buckeye. Yeah, and you know, the Buckeye fans are happy she's a Buckeye. Wealth of knowledge on the bench for Ohio State.
8-4 here. OSU trying to finish off Nebraska in 4.
Yeah!
And again, the Huskers starting to get some more hot swingers, different than the ones leading early. That time, it's Krause with another kill.
Yeah, and Kennedy Orr, number 9, the setter for Nebraska, is in again. So Coach Cook making that change. Ani Evans not setting as the other setter in this 6-2 rotation for the Huskers.
And it worked to get the Huskers that 28-26 win last set. And that one off the arm of Gonzalez works its way to the net.
Boy, it pays to be aggressive, and that is exactly what Gonzalez is in that play. You know, she doesn't get all the way back, but she takes a 2-step hop and just fires it as hard as she can off the blocker's hands. Again, not in the best transition position to get a full approach, but scores nonetheless.
And Gonzalez with another double-double. One of 4 players to have one in this match. Gonzalez pops it back up, and Powell cranks it down.
And Kennedy Orr setting back-to-back sets to the right side. It would have been difficult. The tougher set to make would have been the difficult set to the outside. And then Ohio State is in a position to transition. That jump set by Pedraza holds the middle for Nebraska, and a nice swing out of the middle for a point.
Danger spot here for the Huskers, with the Buckeyes getting another killer block and the lead out to 6.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Coach Cook does. He has a deep bench, and he will maybe try some other people just to see if he can get back into this critical 4th set.
Pedraza with that block, doing a little bit of everything for OSU. Londot kept that one alive, and the Buckeyes just keep on coming along.
And I think Coach Cook is going to call a timeout here to slow this one down. And look at Jade Foe on the other side. I'll have a nephew that is the lead in Hairspray and use that parallel. Why not? Yeah, it's a great story. The Buckeyes had a great time at the Ohio Theater.
Well, bravo, Nick, and bravo, both of these teams. Again, this has been a command performance of a high magnitude here. And Londot, again, seemingly can't miss when called upon. 23rd kill, excuse me, Audrey, as she extends her season high.
Yeah, that 5-0 scoring run for Ohio State. She nails it cross court to the right back area of the court, and Kennedy Orr could not handle it.
The Buckeyes threatening to race away with the set 4 win. And Again, Batenhorst, we've seen her deliver with power, now with the heady shot to hit that open space.
Yeah, so how do you defend that tip? It is really the blocker's job to come down, and anything that's really close to them, they can come down and play that ball high off the net, allow somebody else, if it's the setter playing that first ball, allow somebody else to set a 5-and-5. Really difficult if you're asking the right back player to dig a deep line and get that tip. Here we see an interesting sub, a serving sub here for Nebraska.
Macy Bosiger, freshman, will check in and spell Alec and try to get hot for the Huskers. Murr, good first pass. Londot putting it up. Gonzalez finds a way, and her game, Audrey, so deceptive.
Yeah, and so what she took advantage of was a block was coming down as she was attacking that ball. Take a look at the timing here. Block is coming down and just not aggressive over the net. And you see how there's some space between Hord's hand and the net. Gonzalez takes advantage of that space.
Reading the defense for kill number 16 of the match for the senior. And another point for the Buckeyes. Action off the antenna and nothing going right in this stretch for the visitors.
Yeah, Kennedy Orr really liking that right side set to Krause. That time the ball is set a little too far. Krause hitting that antenna.
Biggest lead of the match for either team here at 9. On the block. Get the sense that that might fall 2 in for Ohio State, but it's out. And Nebraska, the time to start a run is now.
Yeah, and on the back of Nicklin Hames, she is a spectacular server and defender. We'll see if she can save some points or get points from the service line, save some points defensively playing that right back area of the court.
28 assists, 20 digs for Hames, and that one a big-time serve request.
That's where experience, composure, and gutsiness, this tough cookie goes back and just serves a really tough ball for Moore to handle.
She has 2 of the 5 aces for the Huskers. Morbitzer able to get to that one. Rodriguez another dig. Down the line, keep trucking towards the finish line. Trying to make it 14 straight victories. Batenhorst bidding for another kill. And the block is out of bounds. Nebraska was there, but Moore using that block effectively.
And prior to that, the critical touch on the block, the control touch, results in an easier dig, and then the wipe off from Jen Moore. Again, Ohio State pulling away in this 4th set.
Hames, Lonstein tooling the block that time. Nebraska with the side out.
Lonstein's 12th kill. She is doing exactly what Nebraska needs her to do at critical times. She is swinging big with confidence. She's hitting 184, though. 38 attempts on 12 kills and 5 errors.
Yeah, Lonstein watching Batenhorst be the top gun for Nebraska tonight. Career high 15 kills for the sophomore, hitting a team best 263. And Janisha Moore, great read and execution.
You just feel like everything is working right now for Ohio State. They're getting some easy touches on the ball, and then that touch that falls right over top of the block again. Really tough for Nicklin Hames to dig a deep line and play that tip.
Hames going for Lonstein. Down the line. Rodriguez popping it up. Cubic, a crushing ball handled by Murr. Pedraza, quick in the middle. Riley Rader right there.
As a setter, you have got to love when you have a middle that gets up every time. She hasn't gotten a ton of sets, but she never stops going in hard. Look at that dig. The ball stays alive, and then Yeah, you gotta love when Radar goes up and makes herself available. It doesn't matter how many sets you get, you have to go up every single time.
Again, it's been a dig fest tonight. Both of these liberos stupendous. 24 digs each for Murr and Rodriguez. Kubik there, and Buckeyes victimized.
Yeah, Hames put Kubik in a great situation to score. Ohio State's block slow to close on that one. There is space between the blockers, and Kubik makes them pay, just popping that ball in the middle of the court. Anytime you see a ball being hit and it goes right in the middle of the court, you know that's block's ball. That's the blocker's responsibility to get a touch on that ball.
Buckeyes still lead in the block category, 9-6. Again, against one of the blocking forces in the nation.
This offense of Ohio State out of system.
And an ace.
And you give yourself an opportunity to see the line and the ball kind of at the same time. You can't let those balls drop for easy points.
Sixth ace in the match for the Huskers. Battling back, still down 6, trying to send this matchup between top 6 teams in the country to a 5th set. Again, the winner remains at a tie with first with Wisconsin. The loser slips to solo position in 3rd in the conference with 2 weekends and 4 games for each team remaining. And boy, this run extended. That's Kubik, make it 5 in a row for Nebraska.
Yeah, Kenzie Knuckles with a key dig, going cross court, reading the play perfectly, lines up, gets a great dig, and then it's Kubik. The composure and just the gutsiness, never say die attitude that Maddie Kubik has. That's why she's captain. That's why she's an All-American.
And this Nebraska team, only conference loss at Wisconsin. Only 2 losses all year against 22 in the win column. And Rodriguez smacks it long.
We should note that Nicklin Hames is still in. She is setting in the backcourt, and she will play 1 rotation in left front. And I think this Nebraska offense runs pretty crisp when she's running the offense.
Hames, crisp pass. Boy, the first contact went back over. Knuckles had to be alert to keep it going, and Nebraska gets the quick side out.
Alert and quick. She's facing the net, has to turn around, play that ball, and then play it in a spot where Hames can set the ball. So she is just such a valuable asset, Kenzie Knuckles, in the backcourt for Nebraska. Again,
one of the 8 players with double-digit digs in this match, Kenzie Knuckles. Hames. More down the line, and again, for a player that can bring so much power, her most critical shots in this set have been off speed.
It's been intentional. They're putting it to Lonstein. Boy, Lonstein's a great offensive player, but making defensive moves that are away from her are really tough. That time, Moore puts it out of reach of Lonstein intentionally in that area of the court, challenging her to play the ball.
3 Buckeyes in double figures in kills, 3 Huskers with 10 or more. And Alec, again, haven't heard a lot for this gifted freshman, but that's a big put away.
Well, you talk about Hames running the offense. Look at Kennedy Orr, just not having all kinds of confidence, pumping the ball to her middle. Alec, and boy, that is a big swing getting Becca Alec involved in the offense.
6 kill for Alec. Orr now with 8 assists, again coming in off the bench to play a role in this potential Husker comeback, but another service error again. Make it 13 in the match for Nebraska, 9 for Ohio State. Again, the Huskers have had 6 aces to offset, but Buckeyes 3 points away. Orr going down to send that one to Batenhorn. Huskers scrambling to stay in the point. Rodriguez blocked just out. Point OSU.
Sarah Sue Morbitzer being a key component to the Buckeyes playing so well tonight, really holding her own in that middle back position. And then this wipe off the block by Gonzalez. Nobody does it any better than Gonzalez. She's having a great night.
Pedraza calls her own number to give the Buckeyes match point. In Nebraska with a surge to make it intriguing, but Ohio State can end it here. Blocked out of bounds, and Ohio State has its payback. Lost in Lincoln, but conquering in Columbus. Number 6 in the nation beats number 4, and the Buckeyes stay tied for first.